Andrew, turn the keyboard up in the monitor, please. Thank you.
Good morning, Unity Village Chapel. Welcome to this sacred Sunday. It is a delight to have everyone in the house and online here this morning. Let's take a deep breath in and just become present right where we are. I am excited about today. We have Reverend Robin Ferguson. She is a dear friend, a minister in the consciousness of unity, having served for many years, and also now serving the world as a coach and as an author and a woman of light and power. So it is a delight to have her here with us, to have her vision, her practice, her expertise, and her spirit in the house this morning. Thank you, Reverend Robin, for being here with us on this sacred day. If you're here for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are glad that you're here. On the Unity Village Chapel app, you can download that and you can find out more about today's service, more about our activities, and our fall series that'll be coming up in September. You can come to the welcome table after the service, and we have more information about the grounds here at Unity Village and how to get connected as a participant at UVC. Let us take a moment this morning and open together in prayer. There is one light and one power, one good, one God, one presence. We are right here in the midst of the holy. So we bless this morning, we bless this day, we let our hearts and our minds be open to the wisdom within us and to the truth among us. And so it is. Amen. In Unity, we believe in one power and one presence, God, the good omnipotence. We see God as love, wisdom, and divine mind. We honor all spiritual practices and the diversity of paths that lead to enlightenment and awakening. We believe that we're born blessed, and through meditation, affirmation, and prayer, we remember this truth. It is through the law of mind action that we create harmony and unity in our lives and in our world. Namaste.
No. There we go. Now the light has been turned on. Well, I'm delighted to be here with you this morning. You know, Reverend Erin is a dear friend of mine, and so it's always an honor to step into her spot and be with all of you. You know, she did mention my path has been a bit winding. Some of you know me, some of you don't, but I started my career as a nurse. Then went to seminary and was the senior minister of 2 churches, worked for Unity Worldwide Ministries as a consultant, leadership consultant in organizational development. And then went back to Children's Mercy, where I started as a nurse, doing that work as well. So I've been an executive and leadership coach for about 15 years. And the reason I bring that up is, you know, while I believe in having goals in life, and I certainly work with leaders on what are your goals and how do you get there, I think it's inherent in us to stay open, to stay connected to that inner voice that guides us, and to live with intention. So for me, I wake up in the morning and state my intention to the universe. And when I feel I need to move in a direction, I move in that direction, and I don't ask a lot of questions, because I trust that there is a higher wisdom at work in and through me, through each of us, that is pulling us forward and guiding us into whatever is ours to do. And we don't always know what the outcome of that is. We don't always know where it's taking us. So as we begin this morning, I would invite you to think about, what is your intention for this day? What is your intention? What is that still small voice saying to you? And, you know, as we come into 4th of July and as we celebrate this anniversary of our country, you know, there's a lot going on, right? A lot going on, a lot pulling our attention in a lot of different directions. So it's more important than ever that we connect with each other, that we connect to the truth within us. And if there's any part of you that doubts or questions the future, I want you to look into the eyes of the children that are about to walk in this sanctuary and go, there we go, there we go. So, Aisha, well, let's welcome our children.
Yeah. Come on up. We have some faces we haven't seen for a while, some brand new ones. Here they come. Hi, Raya. She's like, do I know all these people? I'm going to wave. Hi, Raya.
We're going to sing. You want to sing?
Yeah, we're going to bless our children, and we have a new wish blessing here. Hi, Will and Sunny. If you could advance that slide. So congregation, you'll have a part, and then the children respond. So congregation, you will say, you
are born blessed.
And now youth, we're going to say, we are born blessed. And now, congregation, together.
You are here to be a blessing.
And we are here to be a blessing.
We are here to be a blessing.
Be a blessing. That's quiet voices. And then the full one together. Let's rub our hands together and send all this love and energy and support for our beautiful children up here. And together we say, we love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you just the way you are.
Yes, we do. Let's sing them out, guys. Oh. Ready? Woo!
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Bye, guys. We'll see you later. We will see them later. We're going to do this. All right, guys. We're going to do a little prosperity chant this morning. If you can get up, I invite you to stand. You want to sing? You want to dance? We're going to invite that prosperity. I'm going to tell you something. One of the things I love that I've seen even during these hard times right now, during this FIFA World Cup in our country, I have seen people from other countries coming here and loving our people because we know how to love each other. We know how to love each other, and we know how to bring the prosperity of love and peace. So let's sing together. You ready? What do I want? What do I desire? What will bring me to my highest good? What do I want? What do I desire? What will bring me to my highest good? Prosperity,
Prosperity,
I claim it.
I claim it.
Abundance,
Abundance,
it is mine.
it is mine.
Love,
Love
flows through me.
flows through me.
I feel joy
I feel joy
all the time.
all the time.
I can have it.
I can have it.
I deserve it.
I deserve it.
I claim it.
I claim it.
It is mine.
It is mine.
I can have it.
I can have it.
I deserve it.
I deserve it.
I am it.
I am it.
It is mine.
It is mine.
Oh, peace, fills my heart.
It's my heart.
I surrender
Ooh, thank you, Nikki and Stephanie and music team. Thanks for getting us moving. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Happy Sunday. My name is Courtney. If you don't know me, you can usually find me at the welcome table or a deep dive after service. I now invite us to experience the daily word wisdom as a reflection for our shared practice. Today is Sunday, June 28th, and our word is connection. I share a connection to all living things. I share a connection with the human family, the world's creatures, and the universe itself. I am reminded of the words of astronomer Carl Sagan, who wrote, "The cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. We are a way for the universe to know itself." I affirm this cosmic connection and more. I feel I am part of everything and connected with everyone through the indwelling presence that unites us in God. When the world feels lonely and I'm struggling to find my place in it, I remember this cosmic connection and that despite our surface differences, we have much in common. I value my connection with others and seek to make new ones. I treasure these relationships and celebrate our oneness in God. Therefore, encourage one another and build up each other as indeed you are doing. 1 Thessalonians, can't say that word, 5:11. Thank you.
Just want you to know that before Stephanie sings this song, that she has composed her own alternate lyrics to this song, so enjoy it.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesty above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed His grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. America. Let's choose what's best, choose what's best, despite the test. I am because we are. Let's choose what's best, despite the test. I am because we are. We are.
I am because we are. Well, let's take that within, and I invite you to just close your eyes if you choose, but simply show up and be who you are. Give what you uniquely have to give. Lean into what is calling you. And know that that's enough. It's enough for you to contribute who you are and what you have to give to the collective whole. And that through that connection, we, the people, can overcome anything. So as we take a moment to pause in the silence, I would invite you to just get still, to listen to that wisdom that is rising up to meet your awareness, that is pointing you in a direction, that is inviting you to lean in to whatever is yours to contribute, whatever intention you choose to hold today. And to just be with that, to hear it, to feel it, to know it, and let it rise up to greet you as we pause for some time in the silence. I am, we are. Together we celebrate that awakening consciousness that is calling each of us to grow, to evolve, to move forward, knowing that we are never alone in that process. So feel that collective awareness that rises up to meet you. Feel it like a warm hug that greets you. Feel it like a friend whispering to you, cheering you on. That is the divine presence that we come together in and celebrate this morning. It is the truth that we know in unity, that is steeped in our principles, and that is grounded in the conscious awareness of our collective. And so we give thanks for that knowing. And so it is. Amen. Well, thank you, Stephanie, for that perfect intro to this conversation this morning. So I have been thinking a lot about our country, given that we're coming up on 4th of July, given that we're celebrating 250 years. And in August, I'm going to be going to a place called the Chautauqua Institution in New York. Have any of you been there? A couple of you, yeah. So it's a 150-year-old institute that was founded on the premise that we can engage in civil discourse, which means we can disagree, which means we can engage in different perspectives. It's also grounded in intellectual growth and creative exploration. And when you walk into the grounds, it's almost like walking into a place at a time. The houses and buildings were all built in the late 1700s. So it's this cool moment of, wow, I've just stepped into an entirely different world. And during the summer for 9 weeks, they have a variety of speakers and guests that come, performers, really amazing, incredible people. And there's conversations going on in the grounds all week long. Some of the conversations are around religion, some of them around our current state as a country, some of them just a celebration of the arts or opportunity to dive into literature, poetry, etc. So it's just this incredible place of celebrating that we can be in that civil discourse. And so the week that I'm speaking, they're celebrating the 250th anniversary of the country, the whole 9 weeks. But the week I'm speaking is, the theme is the Constitution. Well, as a minister, I don't often talk about the Constitution, nor do I dive too much into that. But are any history buffs out here today? Yeah. We're going to dive a little bit into some history today. And I wanted to start with a profound piece that was developed in the late 20th century. And if you were anywhere around a TV in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, you might have seen this on Sunday mornings between commercials for Captain Crunch. So take a look, take a listen.
We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility. Common defense, promote the general welfare and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Any of you remember that? Any of you able to recite the preamble to the Constitution because of that?
Yes.
You're probably going to have that in your head for the next 3 days, like I have. You're welcome, because when you're at your 4th of July celebrations and somebody brings up the Constitution, you can recite the preamble and impress people with your knowledge. But what I loved about that is truly, I was a child when I heard that. That is truly how I learned it and still know it. I can sing that song, and I spared you from that. But to this day, I can sing that song and remember those words. And what it did was make the Constitution not just some monument that was stagnant, but it made us this lively, adventurous thing as they sang that. And there's a little more to that piece. You can look it up on YouTube. But it reminded us that a whole bunch of people came together to outline this pathway for what it means to be free. They gave us a directional compass of sorts. And when we look at this phrase, a more perfect union, we aren't looking at a historical achievement that we're meant to protect or worship. We are looking at a spiritual assignment to fulfill. Have you ever thought of the Constitution that way? A spiritual assignment to fulfill. And you know, it was only about a century later that Charles and Myrtle Fillmore came together, and they also created a set of principles and guidelines for us as spiritual beings, as beings growing in awareness, moving towards a more perfect union. But I don't know if you know this, they never intended for unity to be a denomination or churches. They started out just in civil discourse, in conversation about what does it mean to be a spiritual being? What does it mean to connect with our divine inheritance? They set forth a series of thoughts and principles for us as guidance. And people ended up taking some of them, took it back to whatever their traditions were and utilized that. But people started to come together and go, I like this. And they formed churches. But it was never meant to be a stagnant thing. We are called a unity movement because we are always moving, evolving, growing. It's the same idea that is baked into some of the words of our forefathers. if you look closely at the words of the preamble that we just played for you, it isn't just a legal introduction to a set of rules or commandments. It is a spiritual roadmap of sorts. So this whole thing kind of took me down a rabbit hole of wondering what was behind that. When we look at each of the lines of the preamble, and then we look at the theology of our forefathers, we see these ideas emerge that really were baked into who they are and what their intention was for our country, and what they meant by this idea of a more perfect union. You know, the Constitution doesn't claim that this union is perfect. What it says is that we're in continual pursuit. Continual pursuit of that perfect union. Sometimes things get messy along the way. So just as we believe in our tradition that we are spiritually whole, that we are created out of this divine idea, and that we as human beings, while sometimes our lives are messy, sometimes we don't measure up to that. I know I don't. We are always being invited into that continual evolution towards that divine idea, towards that more perfect union. So I want to take a look line by line at the preamble of the Constitution and explore a little bit of what our forefathers believed, their theology, and how it aligns with who we are as people in this unity movement, continuing to evolve. And it's unfortunate that it was a time and place where we didn't have a diversity of people contributing to this, for sure, but that's the time and place it was created. And it was never meant to be an end-all, be-all, but a roadmap for us. And we have evolved over time, and hopefully will continue to bring in diverse voices. So I love that I am, because we are. It starts with we the people. We the people. So I want to start with Thomas Paine. So he was the most radical of the founding fathers. He practiced radical deism, and he wrote this book called The Age of Reason. So much of what he wrote sounds very similar to some of the things that we look at and read within Unity. So Paine argued that standard religious texts were written by men and therefore subject to error. But what he believed was the universe itself was the infallible Word of God, constantly revealing truth through natural law and science. So he was based much more in reason and rational thinking and science. And he said this in The Age of Reason: "Do we want to contemplate God's power? We see it in the immensity of the creation. Do we want to contemplate God's wisdom? We see it in the unchangeable order by which the incomprehensible whole is governed." We, the people, represented a shift in authority from the outer to the inner. That the external is not our master, but that internal awareness, that connection, when we are present, when we pay attention, that ultimate expression of oneness can be felt and seen through natural law and science. I told you I have a nursing background. I believe very much in science. And science reveals some amazing miracles. So you can look at we, the people, almost as different aspects of ourselves. We have our thoughts, we have our beliefs, we have our human egos, and we also have our higher self. And when we can align all of those then we come into a true union within ourselves. We are not meant to discard our humanity. We are not meant to bypass it. We are meant to embrace it, but at the same time, because we have two hands, one can hold that, one can have compassion for that, while the other says, hey, we the people are about something greater. In order to form a more perfect union, so when we turn to Ben Franklin, our buddy Ben, he practiced and believed in a concept called human perfectibility. So Franklin was a pragmatist. He grew up in a Calvinistic household that had very strict dogma, religious ideas. But he rejected those as he evolved, as he grew. He rejected the idea of of original sin. He rejected the idea that humans were born flawed or helpless. And instead, he believed that we serve God best by doing right by God's children. And that humans were designed for continuous self-improvement, that we are inherently meant to evolve, that it's baked into our spiritual DNA. So he had this project called the Project for Arriving at Moral Perfection. So he outlined 13 virtues that he chose, and he created a notebook, and he had a little grid. And at the end of every day, he looked through those virtues, those intentions that he had for how he wanted to show up in his life. And if he was off course, if he missed one, if he didn't show up exactly the way he wanted to, he'd put a little mark by that one. And the idea was that was a reminder for him to show up better tomorrow. In a sense, he was practicing affirmations and denials, because he would accept that part of himself that, wow, that's not how I wanted to be today. I didn't measure up to this ideal of a perfect union with myself, with my intention, with my purpose. So I'm going to acknowledge that, and I'm going to release that and affirm that tomorrow I am going to live up to that. And he said this in his autobiography: I imagine the habitual practice of all these virtues would be happy to the situation. I was surprised to find myself so much fuller of faults than I had imagined. But I had the satisfaction of seeing them diminish. It was a practice. It was a progression. It's this idea that true spiritual life isn't about some kind of static moment of salvation. It's a continual intention to grow, evolve, and move towards that more perfect union, to express that divine truth that lives within each of us. It was a blueprint, but the becoming is about our daily actions. Establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility. I don't know about you, but I'm not feeling a lot of tranquility these days. We looked at Thomas Jefferson, who believed in a moral, natural law. So he also rejected dogma. He rejected miracles and the theology about Jesus. But he very much believed and was passionate about the teachings of Jesus. So here's what he did. He took the New Testament in the 1800s and he cut it up. And he removed any references to anything you would consider supernatural elements, miracles. And he created what later became known as the Jefferson Bible. He believed that Jesus was not a deity to be worshiped, but as the ultimate moral philosopher whose teachings we could follow. He created a blueprint. And much like in Unity, we believe in the living Christ within each of us. We look to Jesus as a way shower, his life as an example and as a blueprint. And so he says in his letters, To the corruptions of Christianity, I am indeed opposed, but not to the genuine precepts of Jesus himself. I am a Christian in the only sense he wished anyone to be, sincerely attached to his doctrines in preference to all others, ascribing to himself every human excellence. Wow. That's pretty profound, isn't it? And doesn't it align with our teachings? That it really is about that walk, that daily practice. He believed the core pristine truths of Jesus' message had been buried under centuries of human dogma and institutional shadow, and that society needed to reckon with the pure text to build a flourishing future. The pure text being the way Jesus lived his life, the example he set, who he was. Provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare. So we turn to John Adams, who is a believer in Christian rationalism. John Adams was a devout Unitarian, not to be confused with unity, as many do, but aligned in our willingness to be open to thoughts, to evolve, and to develop as people. And so he thoroughly rejected that orthodox dogmas like the Trinity, like original sin. He had a deeply practical theology that was at the core of his belief system. And he believed that the ultimate test of any religion, of any government, was how it cared for its community. How did it practice caring for those others? And he believed specifically in the willingness to override personal ego, personal comfort, private interest for the greater good, for the common good of all. And here's what's interesting. So despite being a passionate patriot, Adams ended up being an attorney taking on the case of some of the British soldiers of the time. Now, this was a tumultuous time. You know, we're talking revolution. We're talking the British were not our friends at the moment. So he risked his safety. He risked his practice. He risked his reputation because he believed that justice overrode the anger of the time, the chaos of the time, that there at the center was a higher principle that needed to be practiced. He actually ended up winning many of those cases, even though it was in our country at a time when they were not well thought of. In his letters, he says, public virtue cannot exist in a nation without private virtue. I think that's very interesting because he's really saying to us, whatever's going on out here, we can't create that more perfect union out here if we don't look within first. And public virtue is the only foundation of republics. There must be a positive passion for the public good, the public interest, established in the minds of the people, or there can be no Republican government nor any real liberty. He recognized that the outrage of the time, the chaos of the time, represented a lower vibrational energy. And he believed in an ideal that he continued to try to come into alignment with, and knew that he had a personal responsibility to that. That if he expected the collective to create this more perfect union, then he had to practice that himself. That he had to uphold that he had to stand for that, even when it wasn't popular, even when it risked his reputation. And secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity. So now we come to George Washington. So George Washington, if you look back at his writings, he believed in this idea of providence. So while Jefferson and Franklin kind of viewed God as sort of this divine watchmaker who would wind things up and then take a step back, Washington believed that God, or providence, was active in our lives on a continual basis. He referred to, he didn't use the words God or Jesus in his public writings, but he would use either the word providence or the great author, the divine conductor. And in the letter he wrote in 1783 as he resigned as commander-in-chief, he told the new nation that God handed them a perfect blueprint, but it was now up to them to co-create the reality. In that letter, he says, the citizens of America are from this period on to be considered as the actors on a most conspicuous theater, which seems to be peculiarly designated by Providence for the display of human greatness and felicity. He's handing the assignment over to the people as he resigns as president, knowing that we are just at our beginning, and saying it's now up to each of us. He said, heaven has crowned all its other blessings by giving a fairer opportunity for political happiness than any other nation has ever been favored with. I wonder what he'd think right now. But he did remind us that we are co-creators. That when we look at our principles, when we look at the Constitution, it's not meant to be some static document, but a living invitation for us to continue to move into a more perfect union. Freedom is our divine birthright, but we must claim it, we must co-create it. So, where does that leave us? I think it leaves us with some choices. I think it leaves us with some opportunity. I think it definitely leaves us with an invitation. Because when you look at the combined ideas and theology of our forefathers, there's a lot of commonalities with who we want to be as we practice our unity principles. That we are co-creators, that we have this providence within us that we can turn to, that we are meant to continue to evolve ourselves and thus our collective. Erin mentioned that I have written a book. It's called The Phoenix Effect, and I wanted to share a little bit because the whole idea behind this is that we are always have an opportunity to lean into our story, lean into our history, to recognize that our story contains things both amazing and challenging. Times we've shown up as our best self, and times we certainly haven't. Experiences that have added to our collective awareness in this moment. And we need to honor that. We need to honor that history because it's rich. But we also can take the wisdom of those experiences in that history and continue to evolve it. The deepest part of you is always beckoning you to come into alignment with the reality of your own significance. Life is continually offering us a summons to ignite or reignite the fire within us, showing up as a dream, a wish, a yearning. Other times, coming as restlessness or simply a dissatisfaction with what is. Restlessness or a dissatisfaction with what is. It's a call for us to lean in. At times, our external world serves as the catalyst, forcing us to listen in ways we would not otherwise be able to. It wakes us up from our slumber or blasts us out of numbness and complacency. Would you say that's where we are? Being woken up, being blasted out of complacency, not taking things for granted anymore, but rising up and saying, no, this is what I stand for. Like a ton of bricks, it hits us in all the places that feel, challenging us to stop in our tracks and reevaluate so much of our lives. Those times often compel us to tap into that warrior spirit that calls forth that inner power and urges us to make a bold move. That's the invitation that was given us by our forefathers. That's the invitation that was given us by Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. That's the invitation that was set forth in our birthright. That is the invitation that is being offered us in this moment, in history, in time. So my question to you is, what is the bold move that is yours to make? What is the bold move that is yours to make? Only you can answer that for yourself. But as I mentioned in the beginning, and as was so beautifully said in that song, I am because we are. We the people, we the people. My assignment is to look within and figure out what that bold move is that I am to make, knowing that as we all do that, as we all come together, as we all move together in boldness, with courage, holding hands when times get tough, when our fear rises up, reaching out for each other and reminding ourselves that we are born with a divine inheritance that our forefathers recognized, that our founders recognized, that we in this moment recognize. What is the bold move you're willing to take? I look forward to your answer. Namaste.
All right. I think it's time to clap your hands. Put those hands together. Put those hands together. We may be in the eye of the storm right now, but the light in the sky is the memory of stars shine, and we have it within us to rise up. Rise up. Oh, yeah. Free your passion, find some satisfaction. 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 In the eye of the storm, all is still. The wind rises up and the oceans fill. The top of the mountain comes crumbling down. The bottom is up and up is on the ground. Splitting open, cracking apart, breaking boundaries of my heart. I thought I knew what I wanted to be. Now I'm lost again, wandering free. And there's a freedom, a peace, a shifting memory. Oh, in the eye of the storm, all is still. The wind rises up and the oceans fill. The top of the mountain comes crumbling down. The bottom is up and up is on the ground. Blinded by the thundering sun, here I am again, I'm wanting to run, to find some shelter from my demons who call. Hanging on, not ready to fall. But there's a freedom, a peace, a shifting melody. Oh, in the eye of the storm, all is still. The wind rises up and the oceans fill. The top of the mountain comes crumbling down. Then the bottom is up and up is on the ground. Caught in the middle, mystery. Caught between my future and my history. nothing behind me, holding my mind. The light in the sky is only memory of starshine. Memory of starshine. Memory of starshine. Oh, oh, yeah. I said in the eye of the storm, all is still. The wind rises up and the oceans fill. The top of the mountain comes crumbling down. The bottom is up and up is on the ground. Up is on the ground. Find some satisfaction, free your passion. 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 Find some satisfaction. Stephanie Bland
Nikki.
and our awesome band.
Thank you so much to our UVC band, Joe Cartwright, Todd Gillette, Steve Ragazzi, Nikki Williams, and Stephanie Bland for today's beautiful music. We surely appreciate you. You two are definitely a power singing duo. Thank you so much. And also thank you to Rev Robin for giving us a fresh look at the Constitution and inviting us to consider how we co-create our reality through our continued evolution. Thank you.
Thank you, yes.
This fall, our Adventures in Spirituality program is an 8-week journey with Mary O'Malley's book, What's in the Way is the Way. It's not about pretending to have it all together. It's about gently waking up to our real lives with awareness, honesty, and compassion. If you're longing for deeper connection and spiritual growth, please join us for Adventures in Spirituality. The annual small group facilitator training is coming up, and there are 2 opportunities to participate. Wednesday, July 8th from 4:30 to 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and Saturday, July 11th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., virtually on Zoom. Upon completion, students will be qualified to facilitate Adventures in Spirituality fall groups and the other small group sessions in the spring and summer. I'm going to speak personally as a facilitator. Back in 22 and 23, I was going through some challenging personal times, and I was seeking safe community. I found Unity small groups as an opportunity and option for me that felt very aligned at the time. And it didn't take me long to find the facilitator training and become a facilitator myself. Thank you. I have facilitated several small groups. I also co-facilitate Deep Dive with Mary Kay every Sunday. And I have found that the opportunity of becoming a facilitator has allowed me to expand my abilities as a leader in the community and gives me regular practice of creating safe space in small groups. And I find this very valuable. As facilitators, we have direct support from Mark and other lead ministers if we need it. The facilitator training also gives us tools to create safe community space where we can thrive in connection. Another awesome benefit is we do get to pick our topics in the spring and summer, so we get to share an experience that we are passionate about. I'm going to bring up Chris so he can talk from an attendee perspective of what the small groups are to him.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you. My name's Chris Hudson. If any of you haven't met me, I've been coming to Unity for about 1.5 years. Most of that time, I've been able to experience small groups, and initially, I would say that what small groups offered me that I find, important in life is the ability to learn something new and to make new connections and relationships. But I'm also on a personal journey of healing, and so I wanted to kind of look up what AI thought about small groups as it relates to any of us in our healing journey. And so just a quick definition from AI and what small groups mean to healing is that they provide powerful relationship-based environments to process trauma, grief, and emotion of pain. They offer safety, grace, and accountability, allowing people to heal alongside others facing similar journeys. So I would just say that small groups can offer you a lot of things, but what I found to be the most important is connection and evolution. And that's really important to me on my personal journey. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. If you've been curious about Unity teachings or thinking about becoming a member of Unity Village Chapel, you can sign up for the UVC Exploring Unity and membership classes July 15th, 22nd, and 29th. It's a 3-part series on Wednesday evenings, taking place virtually on Zoom from 6 to 8 p.m. Central. We'll all get to know each other, explore Unity's history and teachings, learn more about Unity Village Chapel, and discover what it means to be a member. Super Salad Sunday is today, immediately following service. Come fellowship with UVC friends and family and enjoy tasty salad and other great food. Join us this Thursday at the Fillmore Cafe from 6 to 9 p.m. for the Village Mic. Whether you want to share your talent, cheer on performances, or just enjoy company, come hang out with us. It's a great time to connect with friends and to be entertained. You're also invited to a special screening of the documentary Groundswell on Friday, July 10th, 2026 at 6:45 p.m. in Fillmore Chapel. Groundswell explores the growing movement of individuals and communities working together for positive social and environmental change, offering an inspiring look at collective action and hope. All are welcome. Join us for this engaging and thought-provoking evening. All are warmly invited to a Surat Shab yoga meditation presentation on Friday, July 17th, 2026 from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at the UVC Community Center. There is no cost to attend. This presentation will explore an ancient meditation practice that focuses on connecting our attention with the inner divine light and sound of God. The spiritual path has been taught by many great masters throughout history, and the present teacher is Sant Rajinder Singh. He gave me all the words today. Maharaj. The meditation will be facilitated by William Smith, who has been practicing this meditation technique for more than 50 years. We hope you'll join us. Full details and registration for all events mentioned are available on our website, the UVC app, and in the weekly e-newsletter. It takes a village to create this service, and we're so grateful for all who make it happen. Deep Dive also begins right after service, virtually on Zoom, hosted by our Zoom team. You can find the Zoom link on the Virtual Sanctuary tab at unityvillagechapel.org and in person here at Unity Village in the Fillmore. Actually, today we will be meeting in the community space. We're going to find a room back, a private room, so grab your food and come join us by myself and Mary Kay Ziegler. All are invited to join the conversation and deepen today's message. We now move into the practice of generosity. We give not because it's transactional, but because generosity is a spiritual act. Giving keeps the current of life moving. As we give, we participate in creating life and sustaining the spiritual home and in practicing love together. Let's affirm together. Divine love through us blesses and multiplies all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. And so it is. As you leave, physical offerings may be placed in the baskets, and electronic giving is available at the welcome table. If you're visiting today and you have a heart for supporting our Sunday services here at Unity Village, you're invited to join 5 to Thrive with an ongoing gift of $5 weekly or monthly. And remember, you can always stay connected through our live stream. At the welcome table, you can also pick up a daily word, purchase music CDs, and if you love thought-provoking films, inspiring documentaries, and meaningful stories, there is a sign-up sheet to be added to our movie meetup list. You'll receive occasional texts or emails when there are group movie outings, conscious film selections, or pop-up movie nights. Also, as you leave, visit Rev Robin in the lobby where she has her books for sale and she'll also be signing copies for you today. Now let's give our musicians one more round of appreciation as we stand and sing the peace song and recite the prayer for protection.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
See, that wasn't so easy.
Yeah, you know. Hey, Mary.
We're going to come hear you tomorrow night. Are you playing?
Yeah.
Okay, my son and I.
Yeah, great. I'll look for you. Eddie V's. Yeah. Eddie V's on the plaza.
Okay, same time, same place.
Yeah. Yep.
Same bat channel. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow night.
All right. See you tomorrow night.
How you doing? Hey.